So we are recording. I remember probably Andrei Satarin last time reached out to you, but I don't know if if he called you or if you had any meeting.
Yes, we had a call. We discussed briefly over a call that time, but because I had deadlines, we couldn't really make it to the meeting.
Oh, I see. I see. All right. Anyway, I don't know if you have questions about the conference, about the trip, or any others. Maybe we can go with them right now. So I don't know if you have such.
I think one thing I'd like to say is like I have a conference in October, the end of October, SOSP. So I'm not sure how the visa process for this one would work, or how long it would take for the visa and such. Because I think after returning from the conference, I might be able to get started with the visa process. I need my passport until then, and I have to like get.
I see. Have our manager reached out to you about visa or not yet?
They sent an initial email, but then I think they're out of office until like the first week of September. So by the time I sent a reply, I got an auto reply that they were out of office.
Oh, I see. Okay, I will ping them and we'll tell them that you have another conference in October, so they will think about the situation and probably will give you advice how to do this. Because as far as I know, we have some easy way processing for visas to, maybe it's only related to St. Petersburg, I'm not quite sure. So yeah, probably they know better than me. So I will ping them and they will reach you out soon. All right. Anything else other than that?
Right. The talk slot is 1 hour, right? So is it 1 hour with no questions?
Usually we say that we have 1 hour for the talk. And as for the questions, we have special discussion zones which are available for each speaker. I mean, for each thread. So you can take even more than 5 minutes with the audience, and it's a good place to talk. And as for the content, we usually prefer to have as much content as possible for 1 hour. So I would say you have 55-60 minutes just for the content.
Okay.
Yeah, and breaks between talks are half an hour. So you have plenty of time to discuss in the discussion zone. And you can still, and it typically happens, you keep there talking right as the next talk starts. So you have like 30 to 90 minutes answering questions.
Yeah. Yeah, plenty of time. Cool. Yeah, and as for the audience, I would say there are a lot of guys who are quite technical enough to understand usual terms of the testing software, but I would say probably not all of them are working with the security or performance testing, or even with some complicated systems. By complicated, I mean not all of them are testing configuration or things like that. So I would expect from them not to, to be super experts in security testing, at least.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think in my slides I've like kept a major portion of it in the beginning to explain what the area is and what I'm talking about. So even for people who are not sure what a file system is or what cache consistency is, I think it will give a good introduction about what it is before we get into the meat of the topic.
Yeah, actually I reviewed your slides and they are good enough. I mean, usually we have proposals with maybe 20 or 30 slides with very small pictures or small small titles and even not having enough information to understand what's going on. But in your case, it's much better. You have I don't know what I can add.
Last year, so I had to anyway prepare like a good slide deck. So I just expanded on this one.
I see. This one is very good. Yeah.
I think the slide deck that I attached there, the PDF, it didn't really have the last portion of the content. I just noticed it now. But yeah, towards the very end, I also had another section which spoke about how similar techniques can be applied to other applications. And in general, how do you do a systematic testing of this sort? Maybe I can like reattach that slide deck.
Yeah, if you can, it would be
I'll
nice.
just attach the PPT, so yeah.
Okay. By the way, do you have a video of your talk where you presented similar thing?
They didn't record the video, but they have an audio of the entire. Yeah. So it's on the OSTA website.
Yeah, if you can share audio, if it's not super private, we'll appreciate it.
Actually, there will be a video of the talk soon. So there is another ARM Research Summit happening on September 15th. So I'm giving a talk about the same topic there. And that's going to be video recorded. So once that is out, I can share the video recording of that as well. But for now, I can share the video recording from the OSTA talk.
Great. Yeah, that looks perfect. Like first audio, and then after that we can take a look at video. Usually we have kind of draft kind of draft rehearsals with you, so we can walk through the slides and things like that. So just take a look what's inside the talk. But in case you have a video or audio, we can take a look at offline, and yeah.
That should be like 20 minutes, I guess. So I'll share you the link. You can take a look at it, and maybe sometime again I can walk you through the entire presentation, maybe if needed. So we can see if it fits in 1 hour and what content goes in, or if you want to like add.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Then I believe we don't have to go through the talk like we usually do. What do you think, Vladimir?
Yeah, exactly. Frankly speaking, I have a question regarding the talk itself. It is regarding their summary slide. So either it is missing or I am missing it somehow, but I wonder what is the takeaway for the audience.
Oh, the takeaway for the audience, I'm not sure I shared you that summary slide. It was at the very end. So the basic takeaway is that to test any system, a general approach is not a very efficient thing to do. Like say you have one testing tool across different applications that might not be effective. But if you want to test some applications, you have to build application-aware testing software. That is what we exactly show with file systems. To specifically test crash consistency bugs, the first thing you have to do is study the application and understand what are the bugs in this space. Based on the insights you derive from the study of applications, you have to build a tool over it, and that will be more efficient in testing bugs than if you build like a very generic framework that tests across all sort of bugs across all sort of systems.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well, if it is kind of a missing slide, it would be nice if you could share the updated slide deck. That's perfect. But sorry?
You can put that takeaway slide at the. It's at the end right now, but I can put it in the very beginning. Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. I was expecting it at the very end, and I don't really find it. So I
realized that in the PDF I attached, it abruptly ends at the very end. I see that it had some missing slides at the very end. I don't know if
cool.
Can I attach something here? No.
Yeah, either please share it on Slack, or you can just show your screen. You can share your screen to.
Sure, that would be good too. So share. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Oh, yep.
Okay, cool. Right. So I think the previous slide deck kind of ended here where I was talking about results. So after that, I kind of had a section on what did we learn from this current software that we built. That it means basically that we have to build custom tools which are application aware rather than building something very generic. And then how do we apply this sort of an approach to a different application as a whole? So as an example, we take persistent memory applications, and how can you apply such a customized testing approach to persistent memory? So I had like a bit of slides on what persistent memory is, what
Oh,
crash
that is something that exists in the PDF you attached.
this exists.
Yeah, it exists and it is present. Yeah, that's very true.
Okay, in that case, maybe this is what I wanted people to take away.
Oh, that's quite interesting. I mean, it's not something we typically see as a closing slide. It is kind of I don't know, problem statement or slides where you describe the structure of system you are testing or the structure of testing tool or kind of that. Frankly speaking, I was expecting like 3 to 4 items.
Okay.
So everybody can be inspired by. For instance, I don't know, use this tool for this kind of problem, or apply this kind of techniques for your application if you need to test for this kind of bugs, for instance.
Sure, makes sense.
So the way to apply the knowledge that you describe in your talk, so everybody can apply it to their applications, or they learn better how to apply the tool you describe in their day-to-day job.
Okay, makes sense. Sure, I can add something like that.
Yeah. So the idea is to have a slide that is not that long, really. So just very short slide with say summary title. So everybody understands that it's really a summary. And there you list a couple of items, like the most important items. Of course, you cannot really summarize a 1 hour talk into a single slide, but you should try. It's really tough, but yeah. The idea is to kind of summarize. So everybody, well, you have really clever and good problem statement at the very start of the presentation. So you do show like, okay, I wish the file system was crash consistent. It would be great if you could provide kind of real life pictures how like file system crashes look like. So it is nice you have pictures, but it is not really that painful as you see it. I mean, like missing inode or I don't know, blue screen of death. This is something that everybody like runs into, and when they experience those issues, that is really like a dead situation. You cannot really do anything about it, right? Yeah. So you might want to add some kind of blue screens at the problem statement, but then at the closing state of the presentation, like the summary slide, you might want to not to repeat that, but to highlight, well, if you want to avoid that kind of situations, you might want to use these techniques or these tools or these approaches.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. I'll add that.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, other than that, audio would really help. But I think I have no questions. I can imagine how you could deliver the talk. But yeah, the idea here is we try to understand how the talk would look at stage,
right.
And we want to make everybody happy, like speaker and the audience. So that's the idea. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, I think, yeah, I'm good. we had like a question answering session last time with Andre, so I think I asked him most of the questions I had.
Oh, that's great. So then the most important question is to figure out if you can make visa in the reasonable time, right? And travel-wise, the conference you mentioned was in the end of October, right?
It's like 27 to 30th October.
And is it okay for, say, ticket-wise? I mean, travel wise for going to Moscow in start of December? Oh, October and December are well. There is October, November. There's a whole map. That's great. I just missed it. Oh, that's nice.
So, right, so I was concerned about the visa process as to how long it might take, because I have exactly 1 month in the middle to apply and get the visa. So that was the only concern.
Yeah, okay. Let's see how it goes.
Because I have to apply for a Canadian visa now, and my passport might be at the visa office for like a month now, so I can't apply for both simultaneously.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I need a visa.
Yeah. We'll clarify that.
Yeah, I already wrote to our colleagues, and they will reach out to.
Yeah, I think they already sent me an email.
Oh, how fast!
Yeah, just so.
Okay. All right.
Cool. I'll make changes and send you a link to the talk, and maybe after that we can go through the talk in entirety.
Yeah,
sure.
Cool.
Sure. In case of any questions you will probably have, I don't know, don't hesitate to ask us in Slack channel.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. It was nice to talk with you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.